Good Monday morning, and welcome to Ice Age TV, the internal combustion engine age YouTube channel. Talks about all my cars and trucks and motorcycles, SUVs, the dog, the Kiefer. We're having that Kiefer dog, right? The brother, Popcorn, the kid. Oh my goodness gracious. Hey, good Monday morning there, and thank you so much for all those that tune my channel and watch me and give me inspiration. Yes, you do. It's the energy thing. It goes kind of back and forth, you know. Kind of get that. Hey, I'm wearing my classic Harley Davidson shirt that Skyline Harley gave to me because I bought a nice Harley Davidson CBO ST here in the shop that used to be up there in Virginia. So it's already trek down the eastern seaboard in a trailer. Not me riding it, but wow, what a weekend. I mean, just groggy, rainy, overcast, a lot of rain. But we made the best of it. Challenge when you kind of get together with people and it's a lousy, rainy situation. What do you do besides play games? Or if you watch my channel, the antics of my father, my brother, my kid, and we go have little adventures, or we just hang out and have the conversations. That's just kind of who my family is. We've always been that way. We just sit around and talk, and it's just always been that way. My daughter's kind of like, was Popcorn like this many years ago? Like, yeah, he sure was. So, anyways, today on the constant theme is I'm tripping over stuff in this freaking garage. Never enough room, whether it's my shop, my dad's place. Yeah, can you tell? It's a little cramped here. And, wow. Yeah, what are we talking about? You know what I thought to myself was, here I am, a guy that talks to a phone every day of my life. I mean, sincerely, I talk to this device every day of my life. And I got to think to myself yesterday was the video. What was the first video for YouTube? And I got to tell you what, I was such the anti-YouTube person. And what I mean by that is, for so many years, I've talked about it so many times, but people bother me to start a YouTube channel, and I just didn't want to do it. I just didn't want the public exposure. I just felt embarrassed. In so many ways, I felt, why do I want to share this stuff where I'm a crazy man? I know I'm a crazy man, and I didn't really want to come across to others as, look at me, I'm so rich, I'm some arrogant SOB. I just wanted nothing to do with it. Wow, so today, can we ride the bikes? What are we going to do, right? Do we go shoot the guns? What do we go do? But anyways, so the point of that is, who made the first YouTube? When did YouTube really even start? Myself, wow, here I'm this big YouTuber guy per se. Yeah, right. But I'm basically saying I put a lot of time into this YouTube world. And, where did it all start? And I really thought that the YouTube thing started back in the 90s. I am so wrong. YouTube didn't really start until 2005. One of the co-founders made like a 30-second video called Me at the Zoo. And I even kind of, I took my phone and I tried to save it right here for you. So here it is, Me at the Zoo by, what is that, Jawwood? I don't even know how to pronounce it. Kareem posted the first ever YouTube video called Me at the Zoo 18 years ago. The YouTube co-founder uploaded the grainy video a month before YouTube's beta launch in May of 2005. Apparently this guy was some type of software engineer or IT, whatever. He was a computer whiz, okay? Oh, here they come. Here comes the antics. Driving through the yard. Ooh, it is so, she is so destroying my dad's yard. He's going to be so upset. Yep, here we go. And the kid likes to be antics. No, that's it. She gets it too damn close. So she likes to do things. She isn't being sincere on that. But I can't wait till my dad gets out and sees how she just destroyed his yard. That'll be interesting. Hey, the flames on the car. The antics of the kid. Yeah, some people think, right. And then she's like, don't show me on that video. No. Unless I just want to be on video. So anyways, the first YouTube video goes back to 2005. And that's just crazy because I truly thought that I just really thought that YouTube got going before 2005. And so once again, I was just kind of sharing my thought this morning's video. And what is the world filled of more than ever of people making videos? It's massive. I mean, I didn't even Google or look up how many videos have been made since that 2005 number one, the first video uploaded. What, baby? All right, but you're destroying the yard. Poppy's going to be all really revved up on you that one. Hey, where's the coffee? Thank you, baby.
Dad, if you want to drive me to Starbucks every morning,
Oh, here we go. Hey, the attitudes. The attitudes. Here's popcorn. You see what I deal with? Does anybody understand this stuff? You think you have a teenager and it's actually easy? Yeah, right. Even as a teenager, they know. And here comes popcorn out of the door. Yeah, do they disrupt the conversation? You know, whatever. As my dad slams my nice truck. This stuff happens. The kid with an attitude. Yeah, she's not happy this morning. I don't know what's going on with that. I guess popcorn didn't give her her daily dose of silliness. You all right?
Yeah, I just got to get my hands freed here a little bit.
You got to go look at your yard.
I got too much stuff this morning.
Yeah, I can tell. You got too much stuff. Where's your granddaughter to help you? Huh? Yeah, okay, well, we got challenges here, okay? So, hey, Dad.
Yeah.
I want to show you something.
You want to show me something?
Yeah, you're going to be really excited. Once you get ready, I'll show it to you. Yeah, so anyway, how many videos have...
Breakfast or I'll throw up.
Say what?
Maybe we better do it.
You look like Kevin Costner in Yellowstone. Oh, my God, we watch Yellowstone all freaking weekend long. Who doesn't know Yellowstone? My brother is the biggest fan of that damn thing. Rarely ever sit in my house and watch TV. I mean, I'm not lying to you. We watch Yellowstone. Yellowstone's like embedded in my head. We probably watched 12 hours of Yellowstone. Jesus Christ. I mean, that is a pretty cool show. Look at my dad. The Kevin Costner look. Hey, Dad, go in the back. Turn around. Turn around. Go back there. Turn around. Why don't you walk down like your driveway? I want you to show what your granddaughter just did.
I know, I saw that.
Looks like you got a project.
Yeah, I wonder who did that.
Yeah. Hey, Dad. What's the name? Oh, it's John John Dutton on Yellowstone.
What's the what?
You know, in Yellowstone,
Yeah.
it's John Dutton, right?
Right, yeah.
You look like him this morning.
Well, where's Beth?
She just walked in the house.
No, Beth's blonde.
You know, she's a dirty blonde. Dad doesn't get that. I mean, can I take it? Do you understand the message? He leaves the door open. My mother's freezing, right? My mother's literally freezing. The house is like 80 degrees. I'm freaking... Oh, my gosh. All right. So, yeah, this kind of disrupts the morning conversation. But anyways, it's all about the family, right? So, anyways, whole point is here this morning. The whole point is I got to thinking that it's the video world. We live in the video world like never, ever, 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 ever. And I think to myself, the video content is everywhere because it's in the cars. I mean, I've talked about this so many times about how Elon Musk has the cameras in the Teslas. And he had that going on for, what now, 10, 12, 14 years? I don't even know. We have video cameras in our cars, in our trucks, that are videoing everything we do. We have video surveillance cameras. Over here, we have video surveillance on our houses that's monitoring what's going on outside of our property. You drive down the road, you've got speed cameras, intersection cameras, you have highway cameras. It's all about the video. You have the technology of artificial intelligence that's watching you talk and how you act. You have inside your car for the self-driving capability, the infrared or sonar, or whatever you call it, that's watching your eyes and head movement as you let the truck or car drive itself down the road, which many people know I have the Blue Cruise Ford vehicles, which I've had those experiences with my Lightning, with the Mach-E, with my Power Boost, where you can drive down the road hands-free, but there's technically, in so many ways, something watching you and watching your movement to let you know. You have to either pay attention and let the car take over the. You have to be in tune with the car for the car to feel like it can be doing its self-driving to a degree. That's where Elon Musk has been called out for his FSD, full self-driving, where people crawl in the back seat and let the car drive itself, which that kind of gets crazy. BMW already has in its 18, what do they call it, the R18, the Transcontinental, the bigger bagger bikes, they already have adaptive cruise control up in their motorcycle. Not so much video, but it's the bike is looking for sonar or radar, and it's looking for something in front of it to detect if it can continue to maintain the speed you set it on with the radar. That's how all these cars that have this little hockey puck or this car has adaptive cruise control, but that's not so much video as more it's about that radar, the radar feed or whatever you want to say. So anyways, it's incredible how today more than ever we're living in a society where it's all about the video content. Even to the point that like my YouTube channel, how would you ever know me if it wasn't for YouTube? And you never did know me for so many years because I didn't post on YouTube. And that's what's opened the door for the good, and I think also for the bad, because I've talked about it in great length, but artificial intelligence. But that's the whole thing. Artificial intelligence is using this video to learn things. And that's what really was intriguing if you really follow my channel and listen to me talk. I always thought that the artificial intelligence to learn on how to drive cars would be literally code guys, the computer guys, writing code and software to teach cars on how to drive down the road. Well, no, I learned through just reading articles and hearing other stories that no, Tesla, their cars learn by watching videos, which that there you go. You have Elon Musk that had all these cameras and all his cars all these years. This videography is creating information for artificial intelligence to learn how to drive by watching, just like us. I mean, how do we learn things? I mean, in so many ways, our eyes are our camera, our brain is the storage, but our eyes are the video that watches things and then takes that information to process it to figure out what makes sense, what doesn't, and how to do things. So in so many ways, we are the video, but now we've created into a man-made tool that we're using more than ever, and it's growing by leaps and bounds of that technology because of the artificial intelligence. I talk about all the time. Once I say it, I'm sure people watch my channel all the time, like, yeah, right, the Optimus robot that Elon Musk is diligently working on. His goal is to have these walking robots to be able to do just about everything you can do to a degree. And how is it learning? These robots are watching things. They're, artificial intelligence. And more than ever, this artificial intelligence, even YouTube is promoting on how you can start taking artificial intelligence to create content. For me, I guess I'm just old school. I mean, this is no lie. I am not using any artificial intelligence. And don't get me wrong. I'm not here to brag that I have this incredibly dynamic channel, that I have all this knowledge. I never said I was the smartest of the bunch. I'm not the professor, the prophet. The point of that is, I think so many people more than ever are reaching out and using the chat GPT, the generative pre-trained transformer, which I've talked about in great length throughout my videos, to create information, content. And now companies and now YouTube is pushing that more than ever, that you as a creator, I'm a creator technically on YouTube, I create content, you can use this chat GPT. And I think to myself, okay, I could possibly start looking into that. It probably could create more dynamics. But at the same time, I just kind of want to be me. I just want to be me, and I want to come up with my own ideas. I have no moderators. I have nobody behind me feed me information. I just think of an idea, think of a word, and today's word is video. And I just come up with something while I'm driving down the road the day before, and I just start thinking to myself, how would that be a great content for a morning conversation? And I try to make them 30 to 40-minute conversations to just share my enthusiasm of me getting going the day and my excitement of having the vehicles and the cars and trucks and the adventures that lie ahead in the day. And that's kind of just what I do on a daily basis. But I think to myself, do I resort to the artificial intelligence to start telling me how to run my channel? And I just don't really like that idea. I really don't. I think just like so many people really don't like the idea that the car overtakes you enjoying driving your car. I mean, it just is incredible on how, in so many ways, the greed, the constant change, the evolution, the future, the list goes on and on. That people are trying to enrich themselves with all these different technologies, But I think so many people, more than more, are just like, I just want to keep the good old days. I just want to keep it simple. I just don't want all this information being, thrown or crammed down my throat. How do you look for the right word there? And I mean, I really think that's something more so. Why? I mean, why are the motorcyclists so enjoyable? Because it's just such the simple aspect of you're throwing your leg over a two-wheel motorcycle motor, and it's just the good old days where you hit the ignition, hit the engine, it starts up, you hear the exhaust, you got a manual transmission, you got regular brake, levers, and you go down the road and you're out in the real world and just going down the road like the good old days. Maybe it's the heritage of us, founders of our country that rode horses for miles and miles and miles on end, that were outside, straddled their legs over something that moved. I mean, in so many ways, is that gene come to us from so many years? And that's what's pretty cool watching the Yellowstone is all the horse activity. We're a horse family. My daughter has a horse. And just seeing all the horse, it's just a pretty cool thing to be on a ranch. If you ever have a chance to go to a ranch, take your kid, your daughter, take them there. Take them to go ride a horse, pony, whatever it may be. It's a great environment, great experience, outdoors. And so that's what I'm saying here this morning is it's just incredible on how the technology today is wanting us to behave differently. And that's the scary part, is you're going to get this artificial intelligence that maybe it tries to create a narrative that you get caught up in, that the artificial intelligence knows that is going to slowly change you on the way you think. I mean, that's what's so crazy about this stuff, is the computers are overtake us, and they're going to have us thinking differently, just like the media machine. We all know the media machine, the brainwashing, the arguments, the political conversation. But I tell you what's really interesting, I read about this morning before getting going, is the nickel and the lithium mining operations are going broke. Did you just hear me? The nickel and lithium mining operations throughout the world are going broke. Why? Because all the big EV agenda is on hold. Well, what do you mean by that, Mr. Iceman? This is factual. A year later, from the big hype of all its green agenda, especially in this country, many companies are pulling back on this aggressive EV agenda. And the value, look it up. Look at the markets. Look at the commodities. Nickel and lithium have tanked. So these mining operators are getting killed. These mining operations have oversupply of nickel and lithium. And so right now, a lot of these operations are just putting everything on hold and laying people off. Yes, this is really happening. I've talked about this in my YouTube channel numerous times about how we're so following the 2,000 years of the industrialization of China that took this exact same government business plan and crammed it down the throats of China back in the 2000 years to bring the electric vehicles, the solar panels, the transformation of, for them, I don't believe it was the greener agenda. I think it was just the transformation of opportunity to get away from fossil fuels, because they had such an abundance of the metal materials, lithium, over there in China, to make world dominance, to control the world markets in the end, from us relying more on electric technology over fossil fuel and green agendas. So the point of that is you're seeing exact same type of business plan playing out around the world right now, where all this EV infrastructure is not going as fast and as great as they thought it would be. And that's what happened in China. China truly had many businesses go broke back in the late 2000 years that had taken government subsidies to create businesses, but it just didn't play out the way they thought it would. And that's what's interesting, is companies like BYD, they are on a very aggressive path to get into more of the international market and selling electric cars, because the domestic side for them in China, their own backyard, the EV sales have slowed substantially. And in that market, there's 100 plus EV manufacturing companies building electric cars to try to get a market grab. And so now BYD is realizing they got to expand outside their own turf more than ever, even though they already have, to try to capture more of the EV growth in the world. But it's slowing down. This is factual stuff. Look it up. right now, truly, the EV agenda, we've talked about it so many times. And where's the video? Where is the video content from the the world bodies, the government bodies? Where do you see much of this? Because I read lots of articles. I don't really watch news. I just don't feel like getting brainwashed. And I just don't do it. I don't want to be talking out of my mouth this morning of the exact same rhetoric that Tucker Carlson or whatever celebrity you feel like you want to follow if you're conservative versus if you're the MSNBC, Don Lemon or well, I don't even know all these guys' names. I don't want to know their names because I'm not going to play the game of the media machine that literally brainwashes you to listen to rhetoric all day long. I don't do it because I think many people turn on a channel and go, this guy's just repeating what Sean Hannity said last night. I want nothing to do with that. So anyways, and here's my phone. I had something else here that I wanted to talk about. And that was, I'm sorry for distracting you here, but let's see here what else I found. So when was the first movie made? That was something else that is very interesting because it goes back to like 1877, I think, is when 1878 is when they think the first actual in-motion slideshow was 1878, and it's in England. The actual real movie, they say, that's actually still in, it survived, so you could actually see it, is from 1888, and that video came from New England. And I'm trying to think of the name. It was from a French investor or a French inventor. So here it is. Try to read this here. And it's called the Roundhay Garden Scene. The 1 minute short was recorded by French inventor Louis Le Prince in Leeds in the north of England on October 14th, 1888. Interestingly, Le Prince is largely unknown today, even though he was granted patents on both 16 lens device and a single lens type several years before either Thomas Edison or the Lumiere brothers. The Prince mysteriously disappeared on September 16th, 1890. He was never seen again, despite an exhaustive search by police in Scotland Yard. What is that all about? Wow, I didn't even know that. So basically, they're saying the real, actual documented, still to date, this movie survived all those years is 1888 of the first so-called movie. Which that's interesting. And when that gentleman did that, did he ever realize how many movies would be made one day? And even for me, I thought it was a little earlier than that because you see some of these older videos, and sometimes you just wonder if it's real stuff or it's not something created. Who hasn't had that thought? These older films, you sometimes wonder, is that artificially created? That's the challenge that lies ahead of us with videos, and that's the danger. Who would ever imagine that this guy Luis, that he invented the movie per se, which you could say per se is a video? Who would ever imagine that he would even think to himself that one day this would evolve into such incredible media and incredible technology that people could take it and alter it like never seen? And that's a huge, huge, huge concern. Artificial intelligence could take like my YouTube channel, and this morning could take it, somebody that's a really dynamic person, because that's what they say is the YouTube isn't that great on the, I don't really know this. I mean, I'll be sincere with you. Somebody else may know this better than me, but I've kind of heard that YouTube doesn't have the greatest protection thing where somebody can steal your information and blah, blah, blah. So what I'm saying to you is, does somebody take my content, unbeknownst to me, and then they create it into a very negative content that then creates a strike against me? That they deliberately take my video and then YouTube doesn't believe that, they don't believe me that, hey, this was taken from me. Somebody, did something intentionally just to try to ruin my channel. That I'm sure. I am sure. I've heard the stories before. I bet you somebody on my YouTube channel will say, oh yeah, I remember this YouTuber was kind of like you, blah, blah, blah. And then they got called out and they were canceled. I mean, because you get 3 strikes, you're done. You're permanently banned from YouTube forever. So the whole point of this is this original, filmmaker, that person had no clue, just like for us today. We have no clue what's 100 years from now. Do you really think you know what 100 years is from now? We don't know what lies around the corner anymore. And here it is, President's Day. Who here feels great about President's Day? I mean, sincerely, who here is jumping up and down about President's Day. This country's become so divided about the political positions and views that it's just so bad that you hate one guy or love the other guy. I mean, it is so bad. So, right now, who's excited about what guy is sitting in office today that's got 3 wars under his term so far? And sadly, the 4th could be very close to us. I mean, I just can't get over on how we're funding all these wars without any consequences. We are now more than ever the third party involved in wars. You have to think this through. We have been in direct confrontational wars, such as Iraq in modern times. In Afghanistan, to me, it's like, Jesus Christ. But that was more direct confrontation. We are now in wars where we're the third party. And you just have to say to yourself, this continued funding of us giving these other countries money that is irritating the hell out of totally opposite views and ideology and religion from our country, you just have to scratch your head and say, when are they going to say, okay, you're going to pay for your participation? When does that play out? I am very concerned about that. And here we are with now the senators, congressmen, they've all taken a 2-week leave. They don't want to pass this Ukraine bill because it's an ongoing argument because of the border policies that everybody points a finger at everybody of how to resolve it. It's not getting done, but we're getting ready to open up the door, to me, of Pandora's box, because over there in Ukraine, over there in Europe, over there in the Middle East, the Hamas, the Houthi, it's in a shambles. And once again, we're just kind of participating, but not 100% participating. Have you ever tried to manage a life, family, a business where you actually are a third party trying to manage it? Do you actually accomplish something? You just start throwing money at a problem, but you're not actually really involved in it to resolve it? I'm sorry, it doesn't work. And unfortunately, I think it's so opening the door for our own demise here in our country that's going to create, havoc for us abroad. That may not be something we want to talk about, because I just think, sincerely, anybody who watches my channel, not here to be negative, not here to by any means want to promote anything harm to our country. But you have to say the sitting powers to be in our country are taking third party positions on how to manage a lot of things in our country. And as a leader, it doesn't work that way. It doesn't work. And we're witnessing how the powers to be in our country are doing things that are just falling apart, just like this EV thing. So now the big now change of subject focus is semiconductors. So now the administration's lambasting about how they just have gotten a great deal with this company that's not even really a domestic company that they're funding, that's already set up shop in New York and up there, I think in Connecticut, Vermont, I think it is. And they're giving them one of the first big grants. I've talked about the CHIPS Act in my content over the many months of this Inflation Reduction Act, but separate from the Inflation Reduction Act is the Chips and Science Act that's going to subsidize chip manufacturing for semiconductors, because it's a key interest to our country to have domestic side semiconductors built, because there's a huge concern that the Chinese are going to get the artificial intelligence. Does anybody here really believe that Chinese already have artificial intelligence? Sincerely, does anybody here believe that the Chinese aren't secretly behind the scenes working with artificial intelligence? But this administration presents a picture that no, they don't have access to it. We're going to keep our semiconductors more domestic and have better relationships with overseas semiconductors. But we're gonna make sure that China doesn't get any of this stuff. Are you kidding me? Maybe like the Yellowstone series. That's a brutal. Tell you what, I just feel guilty to sit in a seat for hours on end and be looking at a video. I'm just telling you. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy to sit down and watch some stuff, but you get addicted to that stuff. I couldn't turn it off. I started watching that stuff Saturday afternoon, and all of a sudden it's like midnight. I'm like, I gotta go to bed. That stuff's dangerous, but it's just so much violence. And for Kevin Costner, I give the guy credit. It's in a great series, but it's so violent. Yeah. And is it so unreal? Yeah. So anyways, never was a Yellowstone guy, but I guess I am now, right? So I'm going to kind of leave it at that. It's a 30-minute video. I got to get going. Got a little later start this morning, and just kind of keep it simple. I had a lot of video over the weekend. Didn't really even plan on making videos over the weekend. And those that are watching my channel, you're seeing that I'm not coughing, hacking, anything like I used to. And guess what? So many have reached out to me, which I appreciate. And it's the dog dander. It's my dogs. I really feel like, yep, you're exactly right. It's my dogs have created my my issue up north of coughing and hacking. It's a huge problem because I guess I'm allergic to my dogs, which that sucks because I've been such a dog guy my whole life. So when I get back in town, how I handle that, and I was telling people as well, I was getting like these really funky, like, things on my arms, like bumps and all this other stuff. And when I got down here, let me see. I don't know if I get my shirt rolled up here or not. Sorry for all that stuff. Let's just look here in the back of my arms. I know it's getting personal, but I used to have like scabs. All back there. I'm not lying to you. My wife is like, man, you're gonna have to go to the dermatologist because you got all these bumps on you. And I was like, wow, what the hell is that? They're all gone. So I guess it's a reaction from, the allergies to my dogs. It gets a little personal, but here's the thing about life. Some of us have knowledge, and we share knowledge with others. And even for some of you people on YouTube channel reaching out and like, man, you have a dog issue. I was like, that's really so cool that so many people listen to my channel and have a concern for the well-being of others. And they're like, hey, Iceman, come on, man. I can pretty much assure you what's going on in your life because, when you get older in life, you start coughing and hacking, and you start thinking, good Lord, do I have lung challenges? Do I have cancer? We all know it's very challenging as you progress, and it's all about your the health. Your wealth is your health more than ever. And I talk about all the time how many people get out of bed today and will be looking out a window at a hospital room or assisted living home that'll never come out again. And that's why you got to get out and have some fun. And hopefully the weather gets better and we can do some motorcycle riding, go boating. But down here, the rest of the week's like the 60s. And then the kid, she's already bummed like if we're leaving a week from today. Leaving a week from today? I don't know. It's all about trying to spend time with my family, and I've preached it for years. And man, if you have a chance to spend time with your family, you really should do it as you get older. I can't emphasize enough. If you have older parents, it's advantageous to spend as much time as you can because it won't last forever. So there it is. It's the video day, another video for me, keeping the content moving. And once again, I really do appreciate everybody that reaches out to me and participates. And as my brother's a character, and keep in mind, my brother's the kindest guy in the world. He'd give you a shirt. He really would. He's so funny, and I give him stuff. You have no idea how much things I've done for my brother, my whole family. I've helped them a lot of ways with money and everything else, and I always will. Always will have their back. And it's the antics in the YouTube channel. My daughter, she does little things too, but it's just about her wanting to be, look at me. It isn't a personal. That isn't who my child is. And if she was, I'm not that type of person. She's not going to get away with it. She was really like that. And I'd be like, I'm packing your bags up. You're going home, and it's going to be a whole new different world for you. Hey, I'm going to send you off to school. She'd be like, what? I'm going to send you off to military. Yeah, right. Yeah, you need go put you in the military. That'll make you grow up really quick. Yeah, right. So anyways, that's it. Going to leave as always. Share the channel. Share channels with your other people you know and everybody else. I try to keep the content more upbeat than downbeat. I don't sit here and try to preach the gloom and doom of every day of my life like all these other YouTubers do. I just try to share with you my life that I live that I think you can so relate with. And look at my daughter got from my dad. Well, I bought those at Costco the other day. How do you like that, huh? My daughter so desperately wants to do some landscaping with the front of the house here, which I think they will. And there's my old Ice Age TV sticker. So had to go to I had to go buy the where is it here? I had to go buy some of these receivers because I've got to change out the hookup on my hitch. But what's so cool is, if anybody out there, I'm just going to kind of do some. This is so cool. This is a big heavy duty rear hitch, and it has a different. You have to actually downsize it typically for you to be able to tow things. So Bulldog has made this actually a 1 1/4 inch mounting hole. So you don't need. Oh my gosh. Oh, it must be the next one. And maybe I gave it up. That's so funny. So I do have to use this here. So you got to use this sleeve. So I bought one. I bought another one from Tractor Supply. Yeah, so they're both there. So I guess I bought the 2-inch. Oh, not the 2-inch. Is that right? This is so crazy. Let me go back here and look. So one of them had, sorry if I'm boring you now, but it's just information. Is this the one? No. That is so strange. So the one I bought on Saturday, it was one you didn't have to use. You have to use this adapter. See here? Got to use that adapter. And I was like, that was such a great idea. So, but that one was too much of a drop. And I got to figure out, do I need a 3-inch drop, 5-inch drop? This is all for my trailer. And if you don't start making accommodations, I got to get this truck set up so you can roll down the road. You don't want that trailer, dovetailing. You really want to get that trailer so it's level. And since I traded in my F-150 Power Boost, this truck sits up a lot higher in the back than F-150. So I got to figure out what's going to make that trailer level. But even another variable to that is, once you load the bikes up in the trailer, you got a whole nother variable because of the trailer will squat the back. Not much in this stuff, so you're going to be all right. All right, too much information, I know. Just like to show the stories. So as always, stay tuned for more adventures, and thanks for all the support. God bless, have a great day, and President's Day. A lot of people aren't working today. I don't know, are you? Well, go have some fun, would you? See you later.